32nd regular scheduled meeting of Trinity County Board of Commissioners. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner David Gillis to lead us with invocation, please.
Let's pray. Father, thank you for blessing us to see this day. We know that you are in charge, you are in control, and you know what is needed here better than we do. We ask for your guidance and direction as we make decisions for this county. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Well, everyone stand. We'll have our participants, retired State Patrol Sandy Young, lead us with the pledge of allegiance, please.
Let's pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All right, first order of business before the board today will be the approval of the minutes October 5th regular meeting. I didn't attend, so I will spend myself with this vote. If you have it for me, I have a motion to approve. Commissioner Moss, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next order of business is the Region Council third member appointment. I believe Ms. Shonda Smith served on this and has stated that she will continue to serve for the board if we so choose. Or someone else likes to bring someone else to the table, I open the floor this time for a motion for appointment to the Region Council third member.
I make a motion to reappoint Sean.
Well, second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, vote aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next order of business would be the Hospital Authority Board appointment. We have two appointments for this. I'll take the first one first. It would be concerning Ms. Barbara Mincy. Ms. Barbara, her time for a reappointment is coming up, and she expressed that she'd like to stay on the Hospital Authority if we chose to see fit. If not, we have to each one of these positions. This is kind of set up a little different than normal appointments. We come up with 3 names, and then they choose between the 3. So this time I open the floor for either a reappointment or a nomination of 3 on that.
I make a motion to reappoint Barbara Mason.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Which one?
Thank you.
Commissioner, give a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, vote aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Now we go on to the next appointment. This position here will be taking the place that we had a death of Mr. Darrell Stevens, who served the county on this board, so we have to come up with someone to place Mr. Darrell. Tom, I kind of like the way you handle this in the past, nominating people, taking votes. I think that's the fair way to do it. You handle that for us?
Sure. Are we talking about the hospital authority?
Yeah, hospital authority.
All right. And Truman County Hospital Authority has a unusual way for appointments. They ask for 3 nominations, and the board makes, and then the board picks one from the hospital board picks one from those 3. You want me to just call out and see what we have in the way of nominations, Lance?
That'd be great.
All right. In order to fill the vacancy by the expiration of Ms. Barbara Mincy's term, do we have any nominations?
So it's Darrell Stevens.
Oh, Darrell Stevens. Okay. How about for Darrell Stevens' vacancy?
I'd like to make a motion, or I'd like to nominate Blake Dinner.
All right. We have a nomination for Blake Dinner to fill as a nominee to fill the Darrell Stevens vacancy. Do we have any other nominations? Any more? Going once? go twice. It appears the only nomination we have to fulfill the appointment of Mr. Darrell Stevens is Blake Denner. Mr. Chairman, I suspect, yes ma'am?
Who all is on that board? You know?
I ought to know because I'm the attorney for the hospital.
I think Glenn Powell was on
Yeah,
it.
Glenn Powell's been on there for years. We used to have Gary Walden on there. Is Gary still on
I
there?
don't think Gary's on it.
Okay, we had, for years it was William Peterson, Glenn Powell, Barbara Mincy, and
Mr. Darrell was on it.
Mr. Darrell. I believe it's Barbara Mincy, Darrell Stevens, Glenn Powell, and I don't know if we have a fourth member right now. I suspect Blake Denner will be perfectly acceptable to the board itself. I'm just asking if you all want to nominate anyone else.
I nominate RJ to give him a little option for super youth or youth or experience.
That's one of the original one too.
I don't know anybody else to put on it.
Do you want to give him a third member?
Yeah, Richard Denner.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
What was RJ's last name, sir?
Dinner.
Denner.
I was just saying, I don't know. I would take it serious. I don't have anyone else. I hate to just see one name. So.
Okay. So am I correct that the three nominees to fulfill the vacancy filled by Darrell Stevens' recent death are Blake Denner, RJ Denner, and Richard Denner?
Well, let me say this, let's take Mr. Richard off if it's okay, and, I don't know if she's interested, but I will talk to her, it's a nomination. We can put Kendra Madison, she's an RN, so.
Kendra Madison?
Yeah, just to say her name.
I'll tell you
Well,
what.
she's on the health department board, so she may can't, okay.
I mean, I don't mind. I'm not sure. I mean, I think it would be great.
Just send 3 names and just give it
And
to
we
her.
may put Greg Heath on there. Just throw Greg's name. I'm sure Greg's on the sort. Keep it from
Should we scratch RJ and put Greg on there?
Yeah, let's put Greg, if the board's fine with that.
All right. Let me see if I'm correct. The three nominees from the Truman County Board of Commissioners to fulfill the vacancy opened by Darrell Stevens' recent death are Blake Denner, Kendra Madison, and Greg Hicks.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
All right. Can we just have a quick motion in a second? Confirm.
Before we do it, it's Kendra Harswell, I'm sorry.
Oh, Harswell.
She's married, Harswell.
Pardon me, Harswell.
Okay.
Open the floor for nominations for Blake, Greg, and Kendra.
I'll make a nomination.
I'll second.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Not all in favor, vote aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, next item on the agenda is Commissioner Kayla Hollis. She'd like to discuss the LD workshop in Knoxville with the paving project.
Well, all this going hand in hand. We had talked one time before about having a workshop to bring up new projects that we want to do. But I had a call, actually, Commissioner Powell had a call on Caitlin Kitchens on her road, on Knoxville Road. Terry and I went out there one morning about 7:45 looking at the road. The road is rough. He goes out there constantly scraping that road. We was in the truck and it was kind of rough, so I could just imagine in a car. She is asking for us to pave the road. I don't know how the other residents feel out there, but I just want to bring it to the board. Maybe we can have a meeting with the residents out there, or you know what they want to do, because I don't heard from her. But I did send her a bring forth to the board.
I was going to tell you, Dale Brantley is going to be here probably, he's probably around 10, he said if anybody would like to speak to him.
Okay.
And he was telling me that with our SLOSS and our LMIG, it's, like, I have the notes at the office. One of them, it's too late to put it on there in this round. And the other one, you could do it, but it would be very, very expensive. He suggests until in the next 4 years when the new round comes around.
You're talking about the TIF project?
Yeah, the TIF. And that maybe Terry might put put some rock or something on that road to get by until we can make it a project. But he said he would be here after the meeting if you'd like to speak to him.
Okay, that's fine. And the length of the road is like 9/10 of a mile. Terry measured it, so that'll help. But that is a good idea. And Terry does have some more ideas until we make our decision what he can do to help. But I do know he's out there constantly scraping that road.
And with that, our TIA projects that we turned into the region, they elected a board to handle the projects, and we've got a soft approval for the roads we turned in, which was Oriental Road, Northtown Road, Cedar Grove Road, and Holmes Chapel Road. So those are on our next band of TIA projects. But we do need to set up a time for our LD workshop to discuss what roads we'd like to pave next with our next round of LD money, so we can get that list in for the first year. So, anyone have any suggestions of a good meeting time about the LD workshop?
Let me ask a question for them. Where's this next meeting?
It's actually off of 15.
It's going back there toward Bubbleville.
Tony?
What used to be Bubbleville.
Yeah, all right, goes by the whole Norris, that road there, and comes out over there on 15.
Okay.
Just dirt on one side, paved on the other.
Right.
There is a lot of traffic, it beats that road out.
Got your calendar? We're gonna try to get together about the LD workshop.
We got turning in, right?
We need to get it in
Well,
probably by the end of the month.
well, originally he said December, but I think it has been extended to February, I believe is what he told me.
Oh, yeah?
But he did, due to COVID, but he did say the sooner the better, that is the, don't wait till the last minute.
I know in the past we had that before the end of the year.
So y'all want to do it November or December?
Get in November, you get down with holidays and then Christmas is here. I'm not, well, we're already in November, so we have to do the first part. If not, maybe the next week or so, or the first week or two in December.
Y'all want to try the 3rd of November?
When's that at?
3rd of November?
That's tomorrow.
I'll be in
Third
class.
week.
Oh, the
I'll
third.
be in class the
The 3rd. The 3rd week of November?
no, the third.
Oh,
The first week of November.
December.
December, excuse me, yes, December.
Y'all want to try to go the second week in December, maybe, the 8th, a Tuesday, or the Thursday?
that's fine.
Tuesday or Thursday, y'all call
Tuesday.
All right, so we'll do it December 8th at 6, say 6 p.m.
We got our regular to the 7th, right?
Mhm.
So the day after our regular meeting?
Or we can stay out our regular meeting for a little bit and just do it then, if y'all want to.
That's fine.
Let's do that, while we're already here. All right, so we're gonna do it out our regular meeting, next scheduled meeting,
And today or
December the 7th, December the 7th.
At 6.
We're gonna do it after the meeting. All right, that was easy. I guess we skipped the LD workshop part of the agenda. Next thing on the agenda is jury trials. Sheriff, you attended the meeting, is that what it's about, how they gonna open back up the trials? Oh, you got that? Did you go to the meeting?
I did.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
On our part, on the commissioner's part, they are asking that we provide the courts with PPE gear, which includes the mask, and they actually want the face shield mask. Blake Unit is going to look into that. They also want us to provide the sanitation stations throughout the courthouse, so everybody can make sure they're sanitized. And also, they spoke of the website. We did mention that we have gotten our website back up, so that's up and running now, Sheriff. So
So it's in progress.
it's in progress. So that is, one thing they asked us to do. Another thing, and we're gonna talk about it in the executive session, is making sure the courthouse is clean thoroughly throughout that day. But that's something that we're going to talk about. But like I said, Blake's gonna look into the face masks. They're asking us to purchase those along with the sanitation stations. Now, they do have court November the 16th. They do have it then, but all the jury trials will begin in January.
But we're not gonna have a superior court down here. They're gonna run it, state court and try to do a state court trial. And they said that they would run it in the big court up there as a trial run, and, that Jimmy can get some state court trials together here, and we can run a state court, here in Truth. But we do have the grand jury meeting November 16th, and, so we're probably gonna need some of those masks. I think Blake said he might could get them for $3 or $4 a piece.
So we might just want to get in touch with Blake, see, and then see how much the cost is, along with trying to find the sanitation stations too.
Do we need to have an approval for spending this, or just let them get what, get what they need, and then when the cost is incurred, if they're doing what their budget they get, we'll just amend their budget?
Who's gonna handle the ordering of these supplies? Angie? Then you probably, if Angie's gonna handle it, I'd probably have Angie talk to the sheriff and the clerk to figure out exactly what we need. We just ordered, and it comes out of the general fund, or you could assign it to one of the constitutional officers, the clerk's budget, and then you could always adjust the budget as you need to. I would think we're talking about $1,000, $2,000 expense.
Could be charging back to the grand jury since we didn't have one in August, and that money's sitting there.
Yeah, you've got a court administration fund. For the operations of the courts, that's a proper expenditure.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, putting it there.
Yeah, I agree.
Just let them know what they need, and if it happens to go over.
I would think the trick is just defining, probably for the sheriff and the clerk, exactly what we need and the right quantities.
So that's something we can put on, or just let them,
No, I think
permission of the board?
if you want to have a motion in a second to buy all supplies necessary to hold jury trials for the record, there's nothing wrong with that.
Move for motion.
I make a motion to appropriate the funds needed for the PPE.
Do I have a second? Any further discussion, all in favor, vote aye. Aye. All opposed? All right.
Question about those sheets. Are they gonna be reusable?
I think they're not reusable.
$3
Now, there, I mean, the way I see it, if you're breathing into that shield, as far as I'm concerned, you take it home with you. I'd have to sanitize it, dunk it, probably cost more to clean it than it would to buy another, at $3 or $4.
Yeah, that was my thought, I just want to make sure.
Now, the grand jury, we won't need that much because we only subpoena so many people to come in, and you don't have to have 23 to hold a grand jury. But now, jury trials, it's going to be a lot of folks. So that's, but now if we do it for state court, we don't have as many because you only got to have 6 on the jury in a state court trial. So it's all a trial run just to see how it goes.
We have a company that we've been buying some of our, sanitation things from. We just can't get Lysol and things like that anymore right now. They're called AGCO, and they offer things like that. And we'll, of course, we'll check with Blake first, but if we can't, within the more you buy, the better discounts you get. If we're going to need a lot, then we might look at it as well.
And the reason they come up with the face mask, which I didn't really think it should be, and I thought that a regular mask would work, but The defense attorneys want to see the facial emotions when picking a jury. So that was the reason for the shield being put in place.
Any further discussions? All right, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Commissioner Sally Gillespie requested to address the board concerning dumpsters and job descriptions.
I want to talk about job descriptions first. I brought this up last year. I think the county, we're going to do county government, and that's what we're doing, but I think we need job descriptions on people. I talked to most of the constitutional officers last year, and they didn't really have a problem with coming up with them. And I don't know if they've changed their opinion, but the governing body, I think, needs to know what each employee is supposed to be doing. I'm just putting it out there again. I think it's something we need. As far as the dumpsters, we had already talked about getting cameras, and Josh was going to look for some, and he sent some paperwork, sent us something. Anyway, Andrew resent it last month, and I looked at it, but I think we need to go ahead and take a vote on getting cameras or doing something with those dumpsters, and that was what we had voted on doing, trying the cameras again. So that's basically what I got to say, and I think Jordan wanted to talk about it too.
Yeah, on the cameras, I still have the main question, if who's gonna sit down and look at those cameras all the time?
But the
We're gonna have to assign somebody, or let the sheriff assign, probably gonna be the sheriff assign somebody to sit down, because if there's a violation, the citation's gonna have to come to the sheriff's department. I think we need to know who that, who it's gonna be.
We tried those cameras, and we even had Terry drive the big steel post into the ground to put the camera in. And what wound up happening when it first started, we made a lot of cases, and things got a little bit better. And then these folks kind of figured it out, and they started going up behind it with a blanket, putting the blanket over the camera.
But that's another thing I would suggest too. If we're gonna buy just one camera and put it in a box, I think we need them boxes at every station to stay there, so it won't look like, well, this box up here, the camera's in it.
We put them up at each station, and then out at, I want to say Blackville. Somebody hooked a chain to the metal post, and I mean, this thing was drove deep in the ground, and then they pulled the post out.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I know when they had the camera before I come on the county commissioner, that you'd have the camera in the black box, and it might go out there and just say, I'm gonna take those there for example, that's what I was noticing. Might have the black box there for a week, and then it's gone. Well, people's gonna know if that black box, that there is a camera in that box. And they're gonna wait, they've got something they want illegal done, they'll wait till after the box is gone and then bring it and done. Is what I'm saying?
But then when they put the blanket over, I can't take the picture.
I understand that too, but I'm just saying, if we had the box there all the time, they wouldn't know if the camera's in that box or not.
But
But
then
something else
and
we
they
had
pull them
talked,
up.
something else we had talked about, I thought at the meeting, was that we were gonna try to put cameras in different places, right? And not just onto the pole that they used before.
Camera, watching camera.
I think this situation, we have a situation here. Is it policy problem? I think, me myself, I think it tends a lot, we have a people problem and a code of ethics problem amongst ourselves, but that being said, this is one of the most pressing issues this county faces right now, and what we do is really relevant, because with these problems we have, there's one thing to fix it most of the time is managing the money. And what this board's got to do, and I don't think we done tried the camera route, and I'm not saying it's not going to get serious with it, I think that what the board needs to do is let's have another workshop, maybe open to the public and take some ideas about, and I'm not saying not buy cameras, I'm just saying I think that this thing needs a little more time than 5 minutes during the meeting. And let's try to figure out what we want to do and explore options, because I don't really want to decide with the sheriff. I mean, his plate's full. If we're going to saddle him with this, we might have sent some money to him. And we don't really, I'm trying to put the stuff down to really track the cost of what we are spending. Right now, it looks like we're spending right at close to $200,000. And that's not even, considering that within the next 2 years, we're fixing to have to buy another $400,000 trash truck. So, and the process, the steady process, it's a steady battle trying to keep CDL wage workers at the county level also. So all that, it all comes back to how much money the county's really ready to spend. And I don't know that the answer wouldn't be doing something else, whether it be a curbside or go to have less sites, have manned sites. And in the long run, we may be cheaper that way. I know we've done tried the cameras. They work for a little while, but then kind of the south again. But I just want a lot of the board instead of just continuing spending good money after bad. Let's really sit down and have a discussion about this and try to figure a permanent solution, because I really think buying these cameras again is just throwing darts at the board and hitting the wall. But if the board wants to make a motion to buy more cameras, we've got to figure out, who are we going to send these pictures to?
Well,
Who's going to monitor these pictures?
That's my question.
And I think that's going to take more. I think that's going to take more discussion, more time. And I really think the board needs to. We tried this before COVID. We had one here at the courthouse, and I really like to see us do that again and maybe get some more public feedback on. Okay, if we're going to commit to spending this money to put these cameras out here, maybe we need some community efforts to help monitor. If you see somebody that's around that camera, report it. I don't know what the answer is.
I don't see that happening.
y'all approved the cameras a few months ago.
I agree that we need to try to find the cheapest way that we can for the community, and we don't need to put nothing extra on our elderly than we can possibly help. But this is one of the biggest issues that I've been facing since I've been on the board, is with the trash cans. And I just feel like we table everyone else. We need to move forward to do something.
And I agree. We did vote. We did approve it by cameras, but I mean, it's got to be more than just buying cameras. Somebody's got to put these things up. Somebody's got to monitor these things, and instead of just buying cameras, we're going to have to fund someone to straddle this task upon.
That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to find out. I know, but just like if we say, I'm just saying, just say we say Josh. Josh can go out. He's not certified officer. But who is going to be responsible for monitoring?
And that's why I think this.
Well, let me ask you a question. What is the total cost you think? You think it's around $200,000 for the?
That's just what we got.
That's what we see.
What we got to see. I mean, you don't know, because we have so much out of county dumping that we have to pay tipping fees on people bringing trash here from Lawrence County, Montgomery County, Toombs County. So we don't really know what our cost is until the only way you would ever know that is when you change to something else and you do something to keep people from doing that, and then you obviously your tipping fees would adjust.
I propose this. Let's go ahead and look at what it would cost we had this one, I think one from the Republic was it, or who was it, the guy that came in from Dublin, I believe, and he was for curbside. What is the total cost? I don't want the citizens to actually incur any cost. So if we can actually subsidize that within what we have right now, that might be something we need to look at. It's going to make a lot of people mad. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, this is what it's going to have. It's going to have to come to this.
And that's why I think that we need to sit down and get some hard numbers.
Are all the other counties, what other counties utilize public dumping.
You're one of the last.
The other,
You
That's-
are
what
one
they,
of the last.
Commissioner Gillis said she went and said, when you said Toombs County?
I talked to Toombs County, I've been to Toombs and Montgomery County, they do this, the man sites, and I like those.
The what size? The man size? I can't do the man.
Yeah, and I like those, and I think that would probably work for Truman County, because me being a citizen, a taxpayer, I was thinking about what do the county really offer, as much taxes I pay. The only thing that I get is the convenience of going by the dumpster. I don't have any problem with that. But I do have a problem with having to pay more money for somebody to come by and pick my trash up. Because you're not doing anything else for the citizens of the county that's paying all these taxes.
Well, that's what I was saying, if it comes up that we wouldn't have to pay anything, that might be something to look at. But I'm not opposed to the manned sites.
But
So, I mean, I think we need to have a task force manned by Ms. Gillis, Commissioner Gillis, that could actually figure this out. You've already done the legwork on other counties, what are they paying?
what are they paying the employees?
I mean, what would it cost to have a manned site? And you can't have it.
I don't know
for one.
about all the tax, but all the expense for it. I do know it has to be 1 acre of land, and you've got to put the pump in the bathroom in the little office there.
What's our recycling yard? It's budgeted about 50,000 for the recycle center. So you probably, after you get through your initial purchase of acquisition of setting it up, you're gonna look at about $40,000 per year to land these sites.
Plus you got your tipping fees. In the end, it's not any cheaper, you're just changing the way people discard their trash.
Absolutely. You're gonna have a lot more roadside cleanup.
But I still back, trying to get on track here. I really think that this needs to sit down and have a workshop here, have some numbers worked up, and let's try to have a good discussion on this.
Tuesday. When I had a house in Montgomery County, but I paid by daily trash, it was $12 a month. It was the best $12 I ever spent.
That's what I pay $20 for, so I live in county.
Well, Montgomery County and Toombs County told me that man sites work really well.
Well, might be, like I said, I think we should have a workshop and just try to get some,
Can we do it the same day we're having the next meeting?
what we can.
Let's go ahead and put that on the agenda.
That'll give us a month to come up with some numbers and everybody do some more research and we'll come have a good discussion about what our next step is on our trash, but I do agree with you, something needs to be done. I just want to go in the right, make sure we're going to step in the right direction.
Right.
I agree with that too, but I also agree we need to stop, really seriously sit down and do it. We're kicking the can down the road.
That's what we plan to do next week. As far as job descriptions, I can open the floor up for us to, I think to really get some job descriptions and get it done right. We're probably going to look at hiring a third party to come here and sit down and say, we need to do this, we need to do that. As far as the constitutional officers, they kind of have their own say on who's saddled what task as far as the county, kind of since I've been in office and had some say over the goings ons, kind of my job descriptions get a job done. Everybody kind of knows. I mean, this county's been running for 100 years. These people, we don't really have, we have some turnover. We don't have a whole lot. A lot of these people know what their job is and what needs to be done. I know as far as this office over here, I'm not really looking just to saddle anyone with a certain set of descriptions because of we're weak or behind in another area. I don't want an employee saying, hey, I'm not going over there and doing that because it's not my job description. But, maybe you need to sit down and write some broad job description if that makes someone happy. I don't know, but, I'm good with running the nomenclature and getting the job done. If the board wishes to take a vote and bring someone in here to write some job descriptions, if there's an unanimous of the board, we can do that too. So
But I'm not
this time I open the floor for me I open the floor for a motion to come up with some job descriptions.
As for the job description, in my opinion, a supervisor can do a job description for a person. A person actually an employee can help with their own job description. If you come down with a list of things that you do, I worked in state government for over 30 years and everybody has a job description. And to say that things are working well without them, we just had a situation last month talking about the courthouse being clean. Nobody knows who's supposed to be cleaning up the courthouse. So is that working? And somebody have to ask me, but who's supposed to be cleaning up? So we need to do something. Somebody needs to know exactly who's responsible for what. And I'm not saying that I want to know what's going on in the sheriff's office and what all his employees are doing. But I spoke with him last year and he said he had no problem with doing the job description for his people. What's really hard about that?
Commissioner Gillis, I have the floor open for a motion to make job descriptions that you would like to
And
see.
you see how rude you are, you just cut me off and you still.
I'm asking you to make a motion to make job description if that's what you want to do. I mean, if that's what you want to do, make the motion.
I make a motion then that we get job descriptions for every department. I believe I talked with TJ.
Okay, so do I have a second for this motion that's on the floor for making job descriptions? Do I have a second?
Big time.
You.
Okay, I have a second by Commissioner Hawes. Now the time for discussion. Any further discussion?
But I'm done with discussion then. You cut me off, but.
I'm trying to run an orderly meeting. If you like discussion, now's the time, Commissioner.
But do anybody want to hear anything else I had to say? I think everybody understands. I talked with the sheriff. I know I talked with the sheriff last year. Did you not have a problem with getting job descriptions for your people? That's probably something you already got. You told me you had no problem. I know I talked to Connie about it. But we need to know we're the governing body of Truman County. So we need to at least have on file in our office what each employee is responsible for doing. Not that we're going to be out monitoring what's going on in the sheriff's department or in the clerk's office or in the probate judge's office. But if something happens, the governing body is going to be the ultimate person that's responsible for something when it goes wrong. Is that not true? And I just think we need job descriptions on file because everybody really needs to know what their job is. And again, like the cleaning of the courthouse last month, it was an issue about that. And somebody asked me who's supposed to be cleaning it.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, vote aye. All opposed? Aye. Motion carries. All right, next thing we gotta do is figure out how, who and how y'all wanna set up job descriptions. Y'all wanna put it to the supervisors and of over each employee to come up with some job descriptions for the ones that they have under their direct supervision, or do we want to outsource this? Do we want to compose a committee of the board to write these? How we got to go about this?
I think we need to get input from each supervisor and then have a committee to come in and do it because it needs to be uniform.
A committee as
It could be
board member?
one board member, two board members, along with Angie.
Was anyone on the board like to volunteer to work with Miss Angie Angie, as far as setting up job descriptions for employees?
I don't do it like,
Would anyone else like to be a part of this?
I can help as well.
Got nothing else?
All right, so we have 3 members of the board that's going to work with Miss Angie as far as getting job descriptions for employees. Tom, do we need a motion for this, or this just something?
Not until you actually pass them.
All right. So, Ms. Angie, please reach out to the volunteer board members as far as setting up job descriptions. Also, and we're gonna meet about the dumpster after the next meeting along with our elementary workshop, correct? All right. Hey, next order of business is reports from the board. First, I'd like to pass it to our election superintendent, Judge Hudson, to kind of give a board report on voting participation as far as you don't mind.
Yes, sir. So Truman County has 4,234 registered voters in the county. So far, we've already voted, previous advance voting and mail-ins, 2,507. We're going to have a huge day on tomorrow. Voter turnout's going to be huge, as you see. I expect probably a 80 to 90% turnout, which we're almost there now.
How many said already voted?
2,507 out of 4,234.
How many?
4,234. So, just a long day tomorrow. My numbers for my election may be up because of more poll workers, because we're going to have 10 machines set up here, 10 machines set up over at the annex. As each voter comes in and touch those machines, I'm going to have a person to go behind that voter and sanitize the machine. We can't require voters to wear a mask, but we can use all the safety precautions that is possible. So that's basically it. I just want to give you guys an update on what was going on. Like I said, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. So.
Anything that you need from us?
Not that I think we're managing, so I
Any
appreciate
problems?
it. Glitches, yes. We have had some problems, but once you call those voters off to the side and let them know, for instance, can't come into the precinct with something saying I want to vote for the sheriff, you know, and just using that as an example, or vote for TJ. Whether it's a mask or a shirt or anything like that, we had some voters that didn't understand why. So we actually had to just call them to the side and explain it and actually show them the code section. One problem that we could have is that the Democratic Party of Georgia and Nikema Williams contacted every county in the state, and they're sending out poll watchers from Atlanta. So those poll watchers cannot interfere with the process, but I mean, if something happened, I'd just call the sheriff and we'd handle it from there. But that could be a potential problem. Yes, sir.
Now, the voters are not required to wear a mask, or are you?
Yes, we're asking the voters to wear
But how about
poll workers, yes.
They are wearing.
Yes. We can't require them, but we're asking them to.
Okay.
They provide it by us, so.
Okay.
All right, unless you want to have any questions for the judge, I'll go over our October ballots and reports. Our finance report shows $2,088,220 in the regular fund, which covers city of the bank service for $376,094. This is, I thought we took it to a 13 squash out.
Well, me and Taylor are working on that, and we just gotta get it done.
The 2019 LMIG, 111,000. That was what was left over, what we had to buy rock and some signage.
Yes.
The LMIG project on Knoxville Road has been completed and paid for. A great job. Crime victim funds, $194,935. Drug abuse treatment, $57,000, we have drug seizure, E911 jail reserves, and you see the bottom still our teacher cost, $544,450. And with that is the open portion of our meeting. I request someone we need to go have a motion to enter into executive session for the board.
I got a question about this splash. Did you say 2013 was not supposed to be there?
We still have some money in that fund.
Okay, this is the amount that's here.
Yes, ma'am.
So what happened with that money?
What did that say?
We're supposed to pay for some firefighter stuff with it. That's what we're supposed to do.
I'll check with Lynn on that.
I don't know if something they need to build out correctly, but that money's supposed to be already spent for something that was to do with the 2013 splash. We need to check on that. Any further questions about the fund balance? I need a motion for executive session for personnel.
I make a motion for a citizen.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.